Good on you, Jesse. Now, Roger Ailes was one of the most powerful people in the world's media, but his career came to an abrupt end after claims of sexual harassment. A new film called Bombshell, starring Margot, Robbie and Charlize Theron. Did I say it right? That's how you say it now.
That's how you say it.
It sounds weird, but that's how you say it. Tells the story of the woman who took Ailes down.
I could pluck you out and move you to the front of the line, but I need to know that you're loyal.
As chairman and CEO of Fox News, Roger Ailes revolutionised the television network.
Ask yourself what would scare my grandmother or piss off my grandfather. And that's a Fox story.
But in July 2016, former news anchor Gretchen Carlson filed a sexual harassment claim against him.
You're a man-hater. Learn to get along with the boys. You're sexy, but you're too much work. I have a whole list.
3 days later, another 6 women came forward with similar claims. Facing an ultimatum, quit or be fired, Ailes resigned.
If I go, you go!
The project's Kim Crossman called up for a chat with the stars of Bombshell in LA.
What do you hope that audiences take away from this movie? Because I left pretty angry, in a good way.
I think that's perfect. Angry in a good way is what I hope they take away.
What do you guys hope that men take away from seeing this movie?
There are so many men who have daughters, mothers, sisters who experience this. The concept that women are the only ones who don't want this around is a real misconception. I think that men care just as much as women about this issue, and they don't want this to be around anymore. And thank God, because we can't do this alone.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw the movie, a guy came up to me straight afterwards and said, when I was in that room with Kayla, I felt like I experienced sexual harassment. And I've never felt like that before.
I think I'd be freaking phenomenal on your network.
Was there a scene in particular that you just loved?
Well, I mean, the main scene, the one that everybody's talking about, is the creepiest scene. It's the one where you see the essence of what Roger Ailes did. It's the scene with Margot Robbie in his office, where he basically auditions her. Nothing really happens, but it's quite clear he has humiliated her deeply and taken terrible advantage of her. And I do feel Margot, in particular, was spectacular in that scene. I was good, she was great.
It's like we're telling women, go on, speak up for yourself, just know the entire network is with Roger.
If each of you had to say something to one of those women who has experienced something but doesn't yet have the confidence to come forward, what would you say?
It's a tough one. Listen, the risk is so enormous. If you're willing to put everything out on the line, you're only making it better for other women. You're making it better for my daughters, and I'm just grateful that you're willing to do that, because you're not the one benefiting from this. Hopefully the next generation will.
I would say you're not going to be defined by your experiences. You are defined by your character and how you deal with those experiences, and coming forward is the bravest, strongest thing you can do.
I understand why people come forward, and I understand why they do not come forward. And you can't judge them for either one. I heard about a case of serious harassment in a play I was in New York. And I was so enraged and annoyed that I called this man myself. And I do believe I cost him a job. And yet I felt I absolutely had to do this on behalf of this woman, because she herself was in no position to come forward.
I would want to say to people who have someone tell them something like this, believe them. If anyone ever speaks to you about something like this, be there for them.
I mean, that's really what the movie is about. It takes terrific courage, but sometimes it's a foolish thing to do. And sometimes it's a very reckless thing to do, but sometimes you absolutely have to do it.
So interesting to see something as complex and sort of played out in the news now becoming the thing of Hollywood movies. But I think there's something nice about that. I mean, it's not fun or easy to talk about sexual misconduct in the workplace, but maybe it's easier to digest if you can see it on a movie screen.
It looks really good. If you want to see it, it's called Bombshell and it's in cinemas now.